when I start procrastinating, I just think of what the goal is. So this can be in any part of my life. I'm planning for my grad party right now, and sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this today, but I'm like, I gotta get this done. So it's kind of like you just gotta make yourself. You have to think of how it's gonna feel later if you procrastinate it till like the last minute, and you're gonna be so stressed you can't even enjoy it. So I kind of put that in my mind throughout my this past year of how procrastinating causes me way more stress if I procrastinate than if I had just done it in the first place. So I kind of was making myself just mentally just do it. And even on those days where I did procrastinate, it wasn't as nearly as bad as last year.
Hello, I'm Teresa Peters, and I am the mentor with Discern to Learn. And today I have with me Adelaide. She has been a student with me for the past 2 years, and I'm happy and sad that she's now graduating this year. So I want to say congratulations, Adelaide. Great work, and I know you'll do well in your future. Tell us a little bit, Adelaide, what homeschooling has been like for you.
Yeah, I've been homeschooling my whole life. I really enjoyed it just because it gave me more free time, and my family traveled a lot when I was younger, so it was way easier to just have either work ahead in school or bring our school with us and just have that freedom to do other things. I know that I have friends who are in public school, and it's harder to just get up and randomly go on a vacation. My personality is not one that would probably be good for say a public or private school because it's like better for me to concentrate just in my own room and no other noises. So I really have enjoyed homeschooling. And I've been like kind of back and forth on like curriculums and stuff, and I did like online public school I've done public school technically, but it was at home. And I've done like an online Christian school, which I will be graduating from. So, and I've done Miss Teresa's English. So I've kind of been bouncing around, but it's really, I really enjoyed it. So my classes with Miss Teresa, I wish I would have had more, but I've been with her 2 years, and I think they really helped me improve with my writing just because I didn't feel as stressed as I did in like my ninth grade uh, English class. I don't know. This class was easier to just do what I could do and not feel like I'm not doing enough, like doing as good as others.
Excellent. So you pulled pieces together from all different places, and that's one of the wonderful things about homeschooling is that we can do that.
Yeah.
And when you came to me, what made you be looking for something else? What was the problem, or how are you feeling about writing or about language arts?
At the time, I had done an English class through this Christian school, and at first, I felt like overwhelmed by I was not prepared because I had came from like not like doing like my mom was a teacher, so it's different whenever you actually have a teacher. So I came to that, and it was kind of shocking to me. So kind of I was kind of nervous going into the next year. So my mom had heard from her sister-in-law, which is my aunt, whose name is also Teresa, about how her daughter liked this. So mom put me in it, and it really did help me to kind of grow in my writing.
So when you started, you were feeling kind of overwhelmed by the classroom or the tasks that were given. Uh, and then as you moved into Discern to Learn, what difference did you see? Or how did you move forward in that?
But like it was another adjustment. At first, it was difficult just because I had to set my own schedule, I guess you could say. But I felt like it was not as much pressure on me to uh like I didn't have to be perfect in my writing or anything like that. I liked how you growth, you like to see growth and not really what we have like towards the beginning. You like to see how far we come from the beginning to the end of the year. So that helped me to kind of let myself not be as stressed.
Good. And was it kind of smooth sailing for you right from the beginning in my program?
Not really. It's always an adjustment to try something different. And I was, I got behind, which made me get overwhelmed. So it wasn't on your part, it was on my part completely. I just procrastinated way too much. So I caused my own stress. But in the end, it turned out good. So I'm thankful for that.
Do you want to tell that story about, you learned a lot about yourself over the last couple of years about how difficult it is not to procrastinate, or maybe why you procrastinate. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah, I Miss Teresa has a way where you don't really have due dates, which is awesome because it doesn't put a ton of stress. But I use that as an excuse not to get my work done and fall behind. So I'd become overwhelmed with the writing part because I wasn't used to maybe how many steps, even though the steps really helped if you followed them. So I got behind in like all of my writing essay assignments. So at the end of the year, like March, April, I had a lot of essay work piled up and I had to work so hard, but I don't know how I did it. I got it all done. And then before class ended.
You worked so unbelievably hard. Yes. And I have deadlines, but not hard deadlines. So I don't subtract grades normally, unless that's what the student needs. Some students need to have that. What I really want to see is you working through that process. And so, because you had missed a lot of the steps, you were struggling that first year. And then this year you came back. And how did this year go?
Way better. I paced myself. I knew from the beginning how your teaching was like, so I knew that it was I just had to pace myself and do all the work. So it was way better this year. It was more enjoyable than last year because last year I was just so stressed. So I really enjoyed this year's writings. It helped me again. Last year it helped me just because I learned how procrastinating is one of my weaknesses, but this year I kind of kept my end goal in sight, which was graduating, and it helped me stay on track.
Excellent. Okay, you had an end goal and you worked through it every week diligently, handed all your things in right on time, and worked through the process for every essay. The essay process, all of those different pieces, but how was that helpful for you, or what did you learn about writing through that?
It breaking it up helped the end essay not look as intimidating because if you just are told to write this huge essay, it kind of makes you just be like, oh no, I can't do this. But when you break it down into like individual little pieces, it really helps you just do that piece for that week and add on, and you're building up. So then in the end, when you do write your essay, you have all the pieces ready and it's not as stressful.
That's great. That's exactly what I hope that my students will learn. And you worked unbelievably hard and you were diligent and you managed your time well. So you've grown and learned in so many areas of your life. Can you tell me what skills kind of did you really apprehend in the last couple of years, and how's that going to help you in your future?
I definitely learned that I do way better with schedules and if I have things written out in advance, it helps me to not kind of push it off for the next day or kind of just be like, well, I don't really know what to start on. I definitely am a schedule type of person, and I learned that when I start procrastinating, I just think of what the goal is. So this can be in any part of my life. I'm planning for my grad party right now, and sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this today, but I'm like, I gotta get this done. So it's kind of like you just gotta make yourself, you have to think of how it's gonna feel later if you procrastinate it till like the last minute and you're gonna be so stressed you can't even enjoy it. So I kind of put that in my mind throughout my this past year of how procrastinating causes me way more stress if I procrastinate than if I had just done it in the first place. So I kind of was making myself just mentally just do it. And even on those days where I did procrastinate, it wasn't as nearly as bad as last year.
Good for you. I love to see that those skills are carrying over into all different areas of your life. I know that wherever you go next, you will use those skills. So making a plan for your week and your time and using it well. And I love that you have some big dreams and goals and that you are working towards those and going out and taking on the world. This is how I hope to change the world. One of the big reasons I do this is because I really want to teach students that they can make a difference in their lives, that they can change something, that they can learn and grow, and that by doing all those hard things, they really can move forward and succeed in every area of their life. So I'm so excited. I want to congratulate you on your graduation.
Thank
And
you.
thank you so much for coming and being interviewed today. I'm trying to interview my graduating students. So thank you. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.